have it on the wrong page. Hang on one. All right, hold on one second. Okay, can you guys see that? Somebody give me a like thumbs up or something. Can you see that? Okay, thanks. All right, so contacting and beyond is what we're talking about. So there's different ways to contact and reach out to people, and I just want to kind of go over the different ways that I've discovered and what's kind of worked for me and some new ways that I've discovered. So the first way is pretty obvious, the people that you know. So reaching out to your family, your friends, you know, people that you've known from childhood all the way up to being an adult and anywhere in between, and reaching out to them. So that's basic, you know, contacting, what we at first do. If anybody's not muted. Okay, second way to reach out to people is through social media. So this is a pretty popular thing to do and a really good thing to do on some level. You know, there's some different ways that you can go about this. Facebook ads, or casually posting on social media about what you're doing or how you're using essential oils. I think spamming your feed, it can get overwhelming and people start unfollowing you. So you have to be careful of that. But I think intertwining it into your life and into your social media feed is fine. But if you do something like Facebook ads, that can cost money, which you don't really want to do necessarily. So be careful of getting sucked into that. You can stalk other people's feed, which I'm kidding, but not kidding at the same time. You know, if you see people posting about their kids being sick and you truly do want to help them, it is a way to reach out to people. But do I think it's great to sit there and scroll Facebook for hours upon hours? No. But, you know, on some level, I think it's all right to reach out to your friends that way. So that's kind of the second way to reach out to people. The third way is through networking groups, or meetups is kind of a popular thing, which I think can be really good. You know, doing something maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone, like joining a art workshop or a hiking group, or, you know, whatever type of social thing that you like to do or think you might like to do, and you want to reach out to people. I think it is a great way to meet new people. The problem with it could be that it might cost money. It does take up some time that maybe you don't have to spend, but if it's something that you want to learn, then it can be a win-win. And you are reaching out to a completely cold market and trying to make new friends, which is expanding your market, which is awesome. So those are some ideas for networking. You know, I've done some of this before. It is a little bit tough and does take a little bit of time to make relationships, but it can be done, and it can also be good. So the fourth way is doing vendor events. M has done a lot of vendor events, I think, like on a local level. I've done quite a few myself. They can be good and they can be terrible. It honestly is kind of if you have any insight on vendor events, but like you just did one and it was awesome. You know, the one at Squam I would say was.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a lot of people who do them focus on selling stuff at the fair. And really what I have learned from doing them is that you're basically paying money to have a table to contact people. So if you're not willing if you just want to sit behind a table and sell a few things retail, don't bother doing a fair. But if you're really wanting it to be an opportunity to meet and connect with like completely brand new cold market, and if you have that kind of personality where you can stand there and be like, it's such a rainy, like my mum was doing this, it was so clever, it's a rainy day today, who wants a drop of wild orange in their hand? And it's like awkward to make eye contact, and you know, a lot of people are like, oh no thanks. And so you've got to be you've got to get past that. You've got to like, you do it if you are willing to like engage and talk to every single person who comes your way and be like fun and upbeat and try and put oils into people's hands so that you can start a conversation with them.
I do think that it is important to not stand behind a table, but to be out in front of the table, talking to people, handing out samples or, drops of oil into their hand directly. But if you're just standing behind a table, people are less likely to come up to the table, I've found. Also I didn't write this down, but having a class on the schedule or, an email sign up or a giveaway is very helpful as well. Um, for doing a vendor event. I've had them go both ways. I've done some that I've paid hundreds of dollars for, and like I get 5 people's names on a list, and it's taken me 8 hours for the day plus setup and takedown, and it's a pain in the butt. But then I've also had people where I've gotten enrollments right there on the spot. Um, for doing it for like 3 or 4 hours. So, they can go both ways. I think it is a good thing to try. It definitely is something that can push a lot of people past their comfort zone, which I think is a good thing, and gets you out of your warm market. So vendor events, yeah, something definitely to consider. Okay, meeting new people. So this is kind of a broad one, but at the same time, I'll give you a couple of examples, and maybe Em has a couple, but so my husband and I are in San Diego for the next 6 weeks with our kids, and so we are kind of in a new market. We know a handful of people here, but we don't know a ton. So David, my husband, has made it kind of a point to be extra friendly when we are out and about. Like, he was walking to the gym this morning, he said, and he saw a mom and a couple of kids getting into a stroller down the street, and he just reached out to them and said, hey, we've got kids too, we'd love to get our kids together, and started a conversation with this lady. He did with this lady, and she was like, oh, that's so awesome, my kids are always looking for other kids to play with in the area. So, making relationships like that, it's easier if you have kids with you to have to do that and meet new people that way, I feel like, because that takes the pressure off of you and puts it on the kids. But even at the gym or at a yoga class or wherever you interact with people, just being willing to put a smile on your face and open up a conversation with them, I think can go a long way, and I think people appreciate it. I know that's a struggle for me and takes me out of my comfort zone, but it has also made me make new relationships and make new friends. And so I think if you're willing to have that openness about yourself and willingness to, have the mindset that you want to make a new friend, um, I think that can be really good. So, that's a way to kind of keep adding to your contact list. And I will say, you don't bring up doTERRA straight off the bat with making a new friend. You don't want to spew on them doTERRA. You want to make a friend, and then, as it naturally comes up, that's when you want to, approach them about talking about doTERRA. And I'm going to talk about that actually in a minute here in depth. So, okay, the first 5 ways that I talked about are kind of what I've always done for the last 2 years. That's what I've done to grow my business, to grow doTERRA, to go outside of my, initial warm market circle. So the next way that I want to talk about is a new approach for me that I really want to go a little bit more in depth with. So if you guys want to take screenshots, or I can put this into a PDF maybe and put it on our group, I'm more than happy to do that here this evening after we're done. But appointment-based referral system. So this is a new way that I've learned to start getting more people to talk to. So this is where I want to spend most of our time, and this is why I want to spend most of our time on it, because of these points that I've put down. So I'm going to just read them off to you. But 91% of people are willing to give referrals. So asking somebody if they have a friend that they know that would be interested in learning about their healthcare or, natural health care or their healthcare goals. Only 11% of people like us that are doing doTERRA as a business or any salesperson in general ask people for a referral, which I think is huge. That is like the lowest number. So if we just put ourselves out there and ask, we'll probably get some referrals, which is huge. You have provided them great value and helped them solve a real problem. So just by sitting down and talking to them about doTERRA and what it can do for them, you've really provided, a service to them, and they're usually willing to help you out by giving other recommendations. They are recommending the appointment, not the product, meaning they're not going to their friend going, would you be interested in hearing about doTERRA? It's, would you be interested in talking to my friend or to, Liz or M or whoever it is. What you say and when you ask matters. I'm going to explain this in a second. And this will solve pretty much every problem in your business in 3 minutes or less after each appointment. Meaning, if you do this referral, if you ask for referrals, it will only take a couple of minutes and you'll get a handful of more people that you can reach out to. So I'm going to tell you a little story real quick before I continue. Back, it must have been like 12 or 13, 14 years ago, because my husband David and I had just gotten married, I think maybe a year earlier. And this kid called us up on the phone and said, hey, I'm in your area. I've talked to some of your friends and I'm going around talking about Mountain House food storage. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. We don't have any food storage. If the world ends, we should probably have something. So yeah, come over and let me hear about it. So he came over. He was like a college kid that was on college break for the summer, and he came over to our house for like 30 minutes. He brought over some samples of different Mountain House. Does anybody know what Mountain House is? Like you add water to it and it like dehydrated food. So he brought over a few samples. We tried some stuff and we ended up ordering like 6 months worth of Mountain House survival food. And I've thought about that now that I've heard this referral program, because I guarantee you, he asked me for 3 or 4 other 5 names that he could then turn around and call. And that's exactly what we're doing, is asking people that we've talked to and that we have one-on-one or classes with that we can call and make appointments with. So the whole premise of this is you're setting up appointments or one-on-ones or a class using this, and you're kind of bouncing idea, bouncing your warm market out further. Does anybody have any questions before I break this down? I can't see everybody. I only can see a handful of you, but if you guys have questions, just unmute yourself and ask away. I'm gonna move this. Okay. So let me just break it down so that you guys understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about. So this is how it goes. If you've set up a one-on-one with somebody and you've talked to them, and let's say you're finished talking to them, this is how you would go about asking them for a referral, or asking them to give you some names that you could then turn around and reach out to. So what you're going to say at the end of your, one-on-one is, okay, great, your order will come in a few days. Before we finish up, how did you like the presentation? Or how did you, what did you think of doTERRA? Are you excited about your oils? Whatever you want to say. Oh, hold on, my daughter just came in. Okay, you have to be quiet, okay? Okay. Okay, and then after you do that, you want to tell the truth. You just want to be super honest and open with them. So this is what you'll say. Here's where you can help me out. I try to meet with people I've been recommended to or I know personally. So you want to really talk to them and be open with them. Sorry. David has him or has her. So it's all good. Okay. And then you just want to be a little bit more specific with them. So you say, what I need you to do is jot down 5 to 10 people that would be nice enough to meet with me. So if you have your planner or your notebook, like me, I always have this with me at any appointment I go to. It just seems like it goes with me everywhere I go. I just carry this with me, and I'll just flip it open to, that page and be like, can you write down the 5 people that, I can reach out to, and with their numbers, and they'll give it, hopefully they'll give them to you. And then you remove the pressure from that conversation, or this little bit of what might seem a little bit awkward, by saying they don't have to be people you think for sure will buy, just anyone who is nice and cares about their health. Well, doesn't everybody care about their health? I don't know, maybe they don't, but you would think they would. So you don't want, like, tell them, don't put any judgment towards this. I just want to see, just get a few people that I can reach out to and that you would think would be willing to meet with me. And then end it with, if you're in person, so there's 2 different methods. If you're in person, or if you're on a Zoom call or a FaceTime or on the phone with, there's 2 different ways that you can kind of wrap up what you're saying. But for every 5 people you give me, I will give you a roller bottle for free. Here is a pen and my notebook. I really appreciate your help and then if you are on Zoom, sorry, there's a typo. I was typing this super fast last minute. If you're on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, for every 5 people you give me, I will give you a blank for free. The easiest thing to do is to share the contacts via text. And if you send them over today, I'll get that blank in the mail for you right away. And I really appreciate it. So, I mean, yes, this sounds really easy, but honestly, does it feel pressured? Like, does it feel awkward? It really, to me, it really doesn't. You put it into your own words, of course, but if you memorize this for the most part, I think it's a really great way to approach the topic of getting other people to talk to. Um, so yeah, if you use these things, and obviously you can offer them whatever you want, but I would say a $1 to $3 item, fill up a roller bottle blend of your choice, something like that, that's super cheap, that you could, give them. But I think if you follow these really simple directions, it could lead to a ton of leads for you to talk to. Okay, I need to, oh, just went too far. Okay, so once you have a handful of people to call, you've met a few people one-on-one. Now, if you've been doing doTERRA for a while, you could probably go back and ask quite a few people for some referrals by using, this basic method, and just kind of switch it up a little bit, because you're not actually at a one-on-one with them at the moment. But if you could actually get them on the phone and talk to them, I have a feeling that you could really get some good referrals. So here's how it is broken down for calling them. Introduce yourself. So, hi, Susie, this is Liz. We haven't met before, but Debbie told me, sorry, there's some spelling errors here. But Debbie did tell me that I should call you. And then, oh, she didn't tell you I was going to call? Sorry about that. Well, we were talking the other day about some health-related concerns, and your name came up. She said you are really nice, and having a natural solution to your concerns was important to you. And then, so this is if she picks up the phone, right? You're talking to her. And then offer her the appointment. What I usually do is set up an appointment to go over your health goals and concerns, tell you a little bit about the company and the most popular packages. My part takes about 30 minutes. You don't need to buy anything, but if you see something you like, of course, I'll help you order it. Is that something you'd be open to? So obviously this is very scripted, but if you take, these basic things and put it into your own words, it can come out really simple and doable, and you use the script that you've written down, and till it feels comfortable and memorized and you understand it. This could go a long way. Okay, so I don't know about you, but quite a few people don't pick up the phone anymore, especially if they don't know the phone number. So what happens is you need to leave a message. So if they don't pick up the phone, I just want to go through what you would actually do. So you would leave a message and send a text. And then your goal is not to actually have them pick up, because if they, if they don't pick up the phone, you're actually priming them to pick up the next time. So if you leave them a voicemail, now I don't know about you, but I don't always like to leave voicemails because I feel like people don't listen to them. Leave a voicemail. I feel like it's really important, and then you're going to follow it up with a text message to be like, hey, I sent you a voicemail, you know. But let me go through this. So it's, first voicemail, you would say, hi, this is Liz Eaton. You don't know me, but I know your friend Debbie. She asked me to call you regarding your health goals and concerns. My number is blank. She said your health is important to you. So if I don't hear back from you by Friday, I'll give you a quick call back. So keep an eye out for this number. I know that some people don't answer voicemail, so I'll send you a text also. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Like something super basic, right? So leave them a voicemail. Boom. That's, you've done your job. You want to follow it up with a text, just like you said, and say something similar. I actually have a text written out that you can pretty much copy if you want. So the second time you call them, hi, this is Liz Eaton. I called the other day. I know Debbie, and it's about your health goals and concerns. My number is blank. I'm bummed I missed you again. Our call won't take long, like 5 minutes. And then if you want to call, well, if you want to chat after that, let's do that. So let me know either way. I'm guessing you are usually on the go, so I'll try again on Monday. Thanks. So, you leave like a few days in between. Oops, sorry. And then if they don't answer again, the third time is the last time you're going to call them. You don't want to keep bugging people, obviously, but it kind of says that in this voicemail. Hi, it's Liz Eaton, Debbie's friend. I know she said that natural health care is important to you, but I don't want to keep bugging you if that's the case. Call me back or text me. Either way, we can set up a time to further connect or not. My number is blank. I hope to hear back from you soon. I'll also send you a text. So, it's not like you're pressuring them or pushing them or being like this awkward salesman. This person referred you to them, and so you're just, trying to get a hold of them. The text example that you can give them is something, like this. I don't like to send lengthy text, so if you don't want to make it this lengthy, don't. Make it in your own words, but here's an example. Hi, this is Liz Eaton. You don't know me, but I know your friend Debbie. I just left you a voicemail, but I know some people don't check them. So she asked me to call you regarding your health goals and concerns. My number is blank. I know your health is important to you, so if I don't hear back from you by Friday, I'll give you a quick call back. So keep an eye out for this number. Have a great day. Like something super basic and to the point, about why you're calling them, and left them a voicemail. If this has ever happened, this has happened to me where somebody has called me, I don't answer, and I've texted them, and then I'm like, oh, I should call them back. I actually is somebody I want to talk to. Or I'll listen to the voicemail and then call them back. So, I mean, it is true. I don't like to answer the phone if I don't know the phone number. I think David did it earlier today. He didn't know the number, and he waited till he got a voicemail. So don't be afraid to leave a voice message to people that you're trying to get a hold of, especially if it's a new number. They're probably not going to pick up the first time. But the key really is in the follow-up. It's really, talking, getting a hold of people, talking to them. And if they come out and say, no, I'm not interested, okay, great, leave them alone. Don't bug them anymore. But, and unless they say that, and it's been, only one time that you've reached out to them, don't be afraid to reach out to them again. All right, let's see if anybody has any questions, and I can unshare my screen because that's the end of the slides I have. But yeah, does anybody have any? I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and yes, there are a little bit more ins and outs that I could go into, but I feel like that was a lot of information in one fell swoop, so I don't want to overwhelm too much. But do you have anything to add to that? You have earphones on. I don't know if
Yeah, sorry, I have to My daughter is watching a movie.
Sorry.
Hang on. So what do I have to add about sampling? I mean, here's the thing. It's a decision every single day when you leave your house and go anywhere, whether you are going to put it out there or not. You know, I have definitely had my moments where I do not have the energy to want to chat to the person sitting next to me on the plane, or I want to just sit in my car and drive through the pickup to get my kids instead of parking and going to walk in because I don't want to talk to people. But like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
These are choices that we make if we want to grow our business. So you show up in every situation, and you are open to who needs oils and listen to people. And I always say this, like, you put a lot of oils on yourself and you hug people. You put your oils on yourself publicly everywhere. Like, that's just like the number one most basic thing to do if you want to get people interested in oils. You carry them with you and you put them on in front of everyone.
Yes, agree.
Hang on, how come I can't hear you? Oh, it's because I took these off but left them plugged in.
Can you hear us now?
I'm confused. Yeah, I wasn't hearing you, but I was chatting away.
Oh, well, we could hear you. So
Okay.
Agree with you on that, for sure.
And yeah, I mean, like, your scripts and everything, like, you can really make, this is a business. This is an actual business, and there are things that you have to do to grow your business. And even though they're uncomfortable and not always like easy, like, that's why we're still hanging in here doing it, and other people drop off because they get to that point where they're like, "Ooh, I don't want to ask someone for 5 referrals. That's really awkward."
Right. But it's how you grow. I think that's super key. Something you just said actually just really hit me. This is a business. You guys are I think you guys are wanting to take this seriously and actually grow and make money and do big things and change people's lives. And so you have to take it seriously. You have to be willing to move past your comfort zone and reach out when it isn't comfortable, when it's not something you want to do. And I think that's super important to realize. Do you want to say something, Shannon, or are you just shaking your hand? I think that's really important to know. This is a business, and we need to take it, you need to take it seriously and be willing to push yourself beyond what you're used to and comfortable with. So I think doing these things that we talked about, this is like the basic how to grow your business, what you're going to do to actually make money is exactly what I just talked about, these different ways to talk to people and reach out. If you do these things consistently, then you will have success. Hands down. Don't you think, Em? Yes, like 100%. Like, I think sometimes, I will say this, I think sometimes we overthink what we're doing and we try to complicate and we try to get the best system and get the most organized and, this, that, and the other. But if we just reach out and make contact with people and even when it's uncomfortable and even when you don't want to, that's what's going to make you grow. That's what's going to be the most successful thing you can do, is just reaching out to people, contacting. And do it until it feels comfortable. And then when it feels comfortable, reach past your comfort zone again and keep growing past that. So, all right. Does anybody have any questions about this whole referral thing? It's been like this huge eye-opening thing for me, and I don't know why I never thought of it before, but it's like this new light on ways to reach out to people. Like, even if they don't want to host a class, just who do you know that would be willing to talk to me? Who do you know that I can reach out to? And when you put it like, you love oils, can you imagine? Everybody on this call uses oils. for medicinal grade, for emotional support, for their family's health. I can't imagine my life without oils in our household, without having them in our house. We've used them for 5 years, and I don't even know what we did before then, but it's what we rely on and it's what we use. So when you think about it like that and you go, who can I reach out to that needs these oils? David said he was walking down the street and he saw that mom with a couple of kids and he just thought to himself, they need oils. Everybody needs oils, you know? Like, if you have that mindset, if you have that approach, you are more willing to open up because you know how much it's affected you, you know? Like, think about Sherry, think about before, you've known Em for a long time. Aren't you glad that she came into your life and with oils, like, and you weren't afraid to reach out and go, I need that, and how much it's affected you personally and changed your life, like, not just financially, but emotionally support. It's huge. So yeah, do you want to say something about that, Sherry?
Emotionally and just personally rather than the financial. And it's funny because there are times like that. That's how I think all the time now. My sister was in Nashville for a week with a group of girlfriends, and she was talking about this one girl snoring, and I was thinking, well, you should have had Breathe with you. And another girl, nobody wanted to sleep with her because she has restless leg syndrome, so she's always kicking. And my sister doesn't use a lot of oils because she's got, there's other issues that, so it's really hard to convince her. But I feel like I wish I would have been there myself, because your first instinct is anytime somebody brings something up, you really do have an oil for that.
Yeah, it is true.
No, it is. It's so true.
It's just impactful, in every sense of the word in our lives. And you just want to share that with other people because you want them to feel better. Like, who doesn't want to make other people feel better? Really,
Like, with it, well, you're talking about stalking Facebook. I see a girlfriend of mine posting for T3s because she has a toothache and she can't get in to see her dentist. It's like, I can bring some clove oil over, like, you don't need T3s and
right.
That kind of stuff. And depending on who they are, sometimes you don't, and sometimes you do. It depends on who the person is.
Right.
And if they're physically close by, or if you have to mail it to another country,
right.
But yeah, no, it really is a mindset and a lifestyle change, and it's not, it gets to the point where that's just part of you.
Right. So, yeah. Thanks, Sherry. Appreciate it. All right. Does anybody have anything else to add or say about any of this? No, pretty straightforward. Yes, go for it. Unmute yourself. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. We couldn't hear you before, Fiona, but now we can.
Sorry. I'm new to doTERRA. I'm from Western Australia. So just a bit about Western Australia. We're actually going through a bit of it's quite, financial times are quite difficult here. It's a kind of tough market. People are losing jobs and all that sort of thing. So I'm just wondering, before I've only just joined, to tackle things like health concerns and things like that. I can see lots of potential, but I'm just worried financially people can afford doTERRA and things like that, how to tackle from that sort of angle, really.
Okay.
Fiona, oh, can you guys hear me? Can you just
I can
pause
hear
it for a sec, guys? Are you in Leonie's team?
No.
Whose team are you in? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things. I would definitely get her to find for you like a price per drop list, and then just kind of, that is a key thing to teach people, especially mums with little kids, that you can show them how they can treat something simple like an earache for literally less than 10 cents.
Okay.
So if you can break down like the price per drop. The other thing I want to say is that in all of Australia, WA has the most like customers, like it is booming in WA.
Oh, okay.
All that, so don't let that be like something that stops you, because it is like growing like crazy in WA.
Wow. Okay.
More than half of the people who order oils in Australia are in WA.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
So, yeah, just, you know, when people are like, oh, it's so expensive, sometimes I'm like, are they? Because I actually just put, you know, basil and tea tree on my child's ear. One time that was 15 cents worth of oils and I didn't need to repeat it. Or, you know, someone was coming down with conjunctivitis and we actually just put a drop of frankincense and tea tree about 3 times throughout the afternoon, and then when it was gone. So I'm like, actually, they really saved me a lot of money. So I'll just kind of respond like in a cheeky way like that. And I have a couple of other people who I've seen in a class. They'll say, okay, so this is my daily routine. You know, I take the supplements, I put the frankincense on my face, blah, blah, blah. And I spend in total about $1.25 per day on myself. After they've listed all the things they do with oils throughout that day. And when you look at it like that and think, a lot of people will go buy a coffee every day to give themselves a little pick-me-up. They'll buy like an energy drink to give themselves a boost. So you just like help if people are having that, you know, or if you're really in like a community of people majorly struggling, like help them think of creative ways. Like, could 3 mums get together and form like a cooperative, get a set of oils that they can collectively use, like that sort of thing. Help them, you know, get Renee to really go over like the benefits of the loyalty rewards program, because once people join it and they've been in it long enough, you know, every time I buy my oils, I'm getting them 55% off retail because I've been in it for long enough that I get 30% back now. So just little things like that. But when you're like new, I totally get it. It's like, I'm asking people to spend like $330, but also like we can't attach our own stories to how much people can spend either. It's like, you know, I always joke with people, like if you went into a restaurant and the waitress like made a judgment about what you were wearing or, you know, where you were from, and was like, well, I'm not going to tell her about the specials on the menu because she can't afford those, you know, like we're just here to present the options. And it's up to people what they do with it. It doesn't mean we're trying to like schmooze them or scam them or anything. Here's all the options. Let's figure out how you can get started. What's affordable for you to get started. You're in good hands with Renee and Kelly and Viv and Nicole. You have to have like a big get together with all of them when Nicole gets back from her travels and everything.
Oh, sounds good. Well, thank you for that. No, that sounds
no worries.
a lot more feasible.
Yes.
Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks, Em. That was good. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions about any of that? No?
I just wanted to say something about
Liz,
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go outside. So
Okay. Hold on, Sherry.
it's a little bit bright.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say about financial situation, just like Em said, to don't ever assume, give them the option. Because when I started doTERRA, I mean, it was right when the economy hit hard here.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband lost his job. And we actually went back to school at that time. So I couldn't even afford to buy a $10 oil. That was my situation. And when I learned, you know, LRP and you can get orders, I mean, I figured it out. So I had, you know, in our situation, had no money. But the idea and like what Am talked about is it's actually more affordable than going to the doctor and trying to figure out how to pay for that in that kind of situation. And so that's where I was at when I started, and I figured it out and I made it happen. And lots of people still do it, even in that type of economy that we were going through at that time. It wasn't just us. There was a lot hurting. And people still did it, and they still do it. So definitely present the opportunity. Never say, you know, never let that get in the way.
Right.
That's all I want to say.
The other great thing, if someone can't afford oils, is that, like, I mean, this is totally me. Like, I would scheme or like creatively brainstorm if I wanted something and I couldn't afford it, which was my entire life. I couldn't afford to get any of the things that I wanted to. So I would come up with a way that I could do it. As in, I would say, yes, I'll have a class here at my house and I'll gather all of my friends and I'll like make some food so that I can get some free oils. I would do that. So there are people out there who would love to have you over to their house. You get to teach a class. They'll invite all of their friends. They'll be talking it up because they want to earn some for free because they literally can't afford them. So use that to your advantage as well.
Yeah, I think that's huge. And also just not putting judgment towards an individual, because you don't know, what their needs are, what they want. Sherry, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, like, moving from the US to Canada it's a different mindset because financially it's different. Medical, the whole socialized medicine, which is similar to Australia, is different. People aren't in the US. We could appeal to the monetary side of like that approach. You're saving yourself money, as opposed to have to go to the doctor, pay a copay, and time. And in Canada, it's more time than money because most of the things they get are free, or we get here now, in terms of medication, but you do have to wait longer. So again, with my friend with the toothache, she was going to have to wait a few days to see a dentist. And it may not have cost much when she finally got to the dentist, but she was suffering for that period of time. The other thing I found with people is here, again, it's, you can order them in Canada, but you're paying in US dollars. And that's about a 35% difference. It's about 35% more. So most people are buying a bottle here and a bottle there, and nobody wants to enroll, but I'm starting to see now people starting to come around, and they'll have tried an oil for something, so now they're interested in an oil for something else, and it's almost getting to a turning point where maybe there will be more people starting to see the benefit of enrolling and getting a kit, like biting the bullet and making that initial outlay. But I find it's a lot slower for me anyway, with the people like family and friends here, to generate more confidence, like to dive in, because it's more of a financial outlay, and because they're coming at it from, well, why do I have to pay for this when I can go to a doctor and get it for free? But like I said, like the difference between the US and the Canadian healthcare system is time and money. It costs more to go to a doctor in the US. It takes longer generally to go to a doctor in Canada. So,
Right.
You just have to look at your market and, like, again, the price per drops, all that kind of stuff.
I have something to say about that a little bit. A lot of times it's not an issue that I would necessarily go to the doctor for, that I'm using my oils for.
That's true too.
It's more like I'm using them, to be, happier or in less pain. Like, if someone gets a bug bite, I can do something. I'm not going to go to the doctor because he got a bug bite, but it's an irritation that I want to fix,
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's something to consider when you're in Australia or Canada, where you have socialized medicine. Think about that a little bit. Like, that's a foundational of health. So, it might not be something you're running to the doctor for necessarily. My brother-in-law is my doctor. I don't pay to go to him.
Right.
I can go to him anytime I want it. I can go to his house. He'll come to my house if I need him to. But, we don't even need him because we're just taking care of it.
Yeah.
Before it becomes an issue.
See, and people here tend to go to the doctor for things or tend to think they should go to the doctor because they don't think about the financial outlay.
Right.
And that's where Canada in general has a problem with the ER, people going to the ER for a hangnail. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but
Right.
so there's that too. But like you said, like for me, oils are preventative. I haven't, I went to the doctor for one, for a couple things this year, but it wasn't anything, that could have affected oils anyway. But my general well-being, both emotionally and physically, are 100% better because of oils.
Right.
And that's the other thing, with the winters, you can appeal to people, with that approach, with the whole 6 months of winter, 8 months of winter. So there's there's different ways you have to look at where you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's good to hear other insights. Well, all right. If nobody else has any other questions, then we'll call it good for the day. But appreciate your guys' time, and I hope you guys can take some of these things and apply them into your own business. And I'm gonna post this tonight, and I'm also gonna post a PDF of the different ways that I talked about, so that you guys have those scripts and you guys have those materials to use. So if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a message on Facebook or in the comments section, and we'll talk about them. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.